What's going on, Mayhem Fitness? Welcome back to the channel and our first new cooking video in quite a while. Sorry we haven't done much, but the reality is it wasn't a lot I could think of that was something new that I could do. And I am going to do something that I've done before. I'm going to do wings, but we're going to talk about it differently. Found a really cool way to make a healthier version of wings. I've showed you kind of doing smoked and grilled. We're just going to do grilled wings right now. I'm going to get them set up in just a second. We're going to keep it real simple. So for this particular cook, all we need is a few things. We have our kettle. We're going to use our fast burn charcoal right here. So we're going to use the blue bag. We talked about that before. That burns a little quicker. We've got just a little bit of apple wood right here. We got a couple of chunks, but we have this thing, which is our Vortex cooker. The Vortex creates a really high heat level working with a kettle, and it creates this circular heat that gives you really great crispy chicken wings that taste absolutely amazing. They cook in about 25 minutes. So 25 to 30 minutes. They're going to get to super high heat. They taste amazing. I'm going to grab the wings here in just a second, show you how we're going to season them, get the grill all set up, and we'll come back and show you how to get these put on the grill, how they're going to come out, talk about how great they taste, and then we'll talk about how many calories and points they have. So be back with you in just a minute. All right, everybody, we got the chimney working over there right now. We're going to keep, like I said, this is real simple. We've got salt, pepper, garlic powder, and we've got about 1.5 pounds of fresh wings. Really simple, just cut. They've been cut. These are big wings. These are going to be great. And all we're going to do is we're just literally going to put them in here. We're going to basically go in and just put a little salt, pepper, and garlic powder on them, toss them, and then once we get to our heat, now the goal on here is we want to get this as hot as it can go, right? So that ultimately at the end of the day, we want a really good high heat here. So the key is to try to get to 500 or 600 degrees. If we do that, these are going to cook really quick. You're only going to turn them like once during the cooking process, so it's really super simple. I'm a big fan of this, and I'm not going to touch it right now because I want to wash my hands first. But this salt, pepper, garlic powder is by a company called the Barbecue Pit Boys. They're awesome. They have a YouTube channel. They make great barbecue videos. And this is all salt, pepper, garlic powder together. I've kind of changed a lot of the seasoning I've done. I've really kind of dumbed it down a little bit. On this, if I want to do anything, I'll throw a little sauce at the end and sauce these. And then I'll let them cook for another 5 minutes to let the sauce kind of develop on it. So that's kind of where I've gone to now. But you want to keep the flavors really simple. Either salt and pepper or salt, pepper, and garlic powder. So nice and easy. We're going to get these tossed up in here. Let me just clean my hands off. And then we'll show you when we get the grill set up and how everything works out today. So I'll be back with you in just a second. A little bit. One of the reasons when you buy different Weber kettles, you see there's different options out there. There's the Weber kettle, there's the Master Touch. This is the one I have, is the Master Touch. It gives you a little bit of a different cooking system. And the reason I really like this is this works great with the Vortex because you have this grate and you're able to take the centerpiece out, which I'm going to do in just a second. So when I take the centerpiece out, I can actually have that Vortex piece we talked about. You also have the ability to fold this down and add in additional charcoal. So again, if you're thinking about getting a kettle, and I do recommend it, I talk to a lot of friends, and I'm a huge charcoal fan. I think it just adds flavor. I know it's not as easy. If I was doing gas, I'd already have the wings on there, but it's just a different flavor, different taste, adding the wood into it. There's a ton of really cool things you can do. But I would say if you're going to do one, go with this. It's usually about $75 more. So for like $275, you can get one, multiple colors. We have the blue one, the green one, the black one. But this works great because, again, it works with the Vortex. And what I'll show you in just a second what I mean by that. When the charcoal's just about done, the chimney's getting close, I'm going to pour it into there. Right in the middle of that Vortex, we're going to get that really good hot zone. Put all the wings on the outside, let them cook up and crisp up, and they're going to taste great. But this is just a really cool way to use this. And if you're unsure, if you're starting to look at some of the different kettles, you see there's like 3 different options. The top of the line option has the thermometer on the top of it. It has a holding place for the top of the lid, and then it has the different grate system that allows you to add different pieces in. We have a wok, we have a cast iron skillet, we have a cast iron grate, and then we have the Vortex we can use on here. So you can add multiple different pieces to cook different ways by going this route. So just wanted to share that with you. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty cool. And again, if you think about trying to cook healthy, this gives you a ton of different options of how to cook outside. And the big thing with cooking healthy is just finding another way to cook that makes it fun and trying something different, because it gets very redundant eating chicken. You know, we have chicken in the air fryer more times than I care to talk about. It's still very good, but it just gets really boring over time. We want to give you different ways to cook and make it exciting for you to cook again so you want to. So happy to share that with you. All right, everybody, you've heard me talk about the chimney a little bit. This is it here. It's pretty close to being ready to go. We got maybe another minute or so, and everything will be really, all the coals will be ashed over. They'll be all gray. They'll be ready to turn over. You can see we have our bottom vents wide open. We have our top vent here open. So when we put this on here, we're going to cook everything wide open. We want as much airflow as possible. That airflow is going to allow us to get the highest temp we can get on the grill, which is, again, what we want for these wings. The goal with this Vortex system, which is this guy right here, This is to provide high heat. So this is gonna go right in the middle there. I'll show you in just a second. We're gonna put a couple pieces of apple wood on there to get a little bit of flavor. Should come out awesome. Excited to share it with you. Like I said, I've done this a couple of times. I got the Vortex as a birthday gift, so thanks, Mom. Love it. Used it a couple times already. I just got it a couple weeks ago. Really cool tool. Show you in just a second. All right, you can see we got it in there. Coals are screaming hot right now. We've got our wood chunks on there, a little bit of apple wood. We're gonna put the grill grate on here just for about a minute. And what that's gonna do is let us get the temperature up really fast. This will go up really quick. And once we get to like 400, we're gonna actually start to put the wings on. Then we're gonna let them cook for probably about 18 minutes. And then we'll turn them over once, let them cook for another 18 minutes. And then we'll come back and we'll sauce them. We'll put them back on for 5 minutes, let the sauce. But you can see how fast we're already up to almost 400. We just put that on there. This thing gets up really, really hot really, really quickly. The cool thing with this too is with these rubberized handles, if you actually use it on like the basket on one side, you can take a chance of melting that. I have done that before. They get too hot with a pizza kettle. Because the way this works, it doesn't run into that same risk. So again, you're not gonna run into that same issue. This is perfect. Again, really, really good high heat. The coals are already all, set up. So again, adding more fuel into that, they're just gonna burn really, really hot. And you can already smell that apple wood. You can see the smoke coming out of there. That's from the wood. So we're getting that smoke from the apple wood too. And what's nice is, again, we're not putting the food directly over it. So it's okay if the wood, the heat that comes up isn't gonna go in and singe anything because it's gonna be off to the side. So in just a second, we'll put those wings on. I'm at 400, so let's throw the wings on. We'll show you what that looks like. All right, I'm just gonna put a couple on here because I need 2 hands to do this, I think. But yeah, when you're gonna put them on there, again, you're just gonna go meteor side out first, and we're gonna leave them right in there and let them go in and soak. And then I'll come back and show you when we're done that it's gonna have a really nice brown color. This will get nice and crispy too. That's the big thing with this, is the skin gets crispy on these. So again, we'll be back in just a few. That's really what we're hoping for, to see a temperature that high. That's great. Again, this is gonna be like 15 minutes, 18 minutes. We're gonna check on them and flip them, but this is gonna be awesome. This is gonna cook great. And we'll get that really, really good crispy skin with that super high heat. So excited for that. That's a really good heat for us. It's tough to get there usually, so very cool. We're gonna take this up, flip these wings around. Oh, look at that color. That is gorgeous. That's exactly what we're looking for. So these are cooking really nice and fast. We are gonna flip them. So we're gonna flip these over, let them cook on the other side and get that nice and crispy. So these will probably cook another 10 minutes or so. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sauce them up and put them back in here for the sauce. These are gonna be amazing. They look delicious. They smell even better. So we'll be back in just a little bit when we sauce them. We'll show you what they look like. But look at that beautiful brown color. Great heat. We've been over 500 degrees the whole time, cooking perfect. So this is awesome. So I got my quality control partner here with me. She's gonna tell me if everything's good. And she is a very tough critic. My little brother's over here too. He is not such a tough critic, but he's not supposed to come out here without his harness on because he doesn't know when not to run around. So this is Penny. This is my little bulldog, and that's LV, my Boston. He's only got 3 legs. He's my inspiration a lot of times when I feel like I can't work out because he lost his leg and literally the next day he was out running around. So any day you're not feeling great and you don't want to run around, let this little guy inspire you. He never runs out of energy and he'll keep going. And then I got this little lady right here who loves to sit out here when I cook and sniff everything. Although she did eat a whole bunch of queso the other day, which was kind of a disaster. So I figured I'd share the buddies with you today, and just my little pal is my little cooking partner. All right, we got the temp we want. We're just using like 175. So what we're gonna do is just gonna toss them in the bowl. We're gonna sauce these up, and then we're gonna put them right back on for 5 more minutes. Now I told you I would tell you about the calories and everything on here. So wings are typically very fatty. 5 wings is about 10 points on Weight Watchers when they're cooked like this, when they're not fried. So again, not a ton of food. So 5 wings, 10 points. These are a little bit larger, probably closer to 12 points. But again, let you have kind of something you're looking for, something a little bit different. If you are going to do something like this and enjoy something you're going to grill in the summertime, chicken wings aren't the worst thing in the world. Again, we're cooking them crispy with a crispy skin without ever putting any oil on them. We're never going in a deep fryer. We're getting great color, great texture. When you use a barbecue sauce, again, you're probably looking at a couple of points extra. And we're using this one we're actually using is a bourbon glaze. This is actually lower points. A lot of these would be similar to what you would use for like a vinaigrette type dressing, so they tend to be a little bit lower points. So if you're looking to do something like that, instead of a barbecue sauce, which is a little more sugar, you use something with like a different type of glaze or a balsamic. You can get some nice flavor on there, get some caramelization, but not add a ton of points. So I'll come back in a second once they come off the grill. I'll tell you how they taste, and then we'll wrap up the video. Thanks. So we're gonna come out and try and see how it is. They're also super hot, so I'm probably gonna burn my face off here. Yep. Get a little bit of crispiness on the skin. You can see cooked perfectly. Still moist, not dry, but not, you know, no pink in there. Yeah, that's really good. And like we said, really simple. Again, it was literally like 2 ingredients, right? It was a salt, pepper, and garlic powder mixed. We used a little bit of sauce at the end. We used our charcoal with our Vortex. Really great taste. So, you know, we love doing these videos for you. Sorry we haven't done a cooking video in a bit, so happy to be back with that for you. As always, thank you for checking out the channel. If you haven't done it so far, please hit that like and subscribe button. New videos all the time. We got a bike video coming out later this week. It's supposed to be a really nice upcoming weekend, so we're going to try to get some hiking in. So we love sharing that with you. And thanks for staying on the journey with us. Talk to you soon.